Well, we have always estimated that Slice would appreciate a route of ground. We have been extremely patient with her. We've given her a very conventional development process in terms of the time that we've given her to develop over the course of time, as well as that traditional two sprints to a route race entree to racing. And while her two sprint races to date have taken place on the dirt, we are going to stretch her out on the turf on Saturday at Santa Anita with the 1 mile distance. She came flying late, although not to threaten for the win, but she was second first time out going 5.5. Quite frankly, was really hoping that she'd show a little bit more oomph early in her race. Second time out going 6.5. She just lagged so far behind, picked up some tired pieces, and ended up fifth, well beaten. But the real key to this filly is whether she's going to be able to relax going a route of ground. Now, there's tons of turf in her pedigree to suggest she'll take to the turf, and there's tons of stamina and endurance in her pedigree as well, which suggests that she will take to the two turns. But Slice has a tendency to be her own worst enemy, excuse me, in the sense that she can be a little tough. You wouldn't know it from her two races because she's fallen so far out of it sprinting. But in the morning time, she is a filly that likes to pull. Michael McCarthy trains her in draw reins, wants her to drop her head and relax. And she just doesn't give us that comfortable feel all the time, which is why we've been so methodical about her development process. Now we've got no excuses, and it's really up to Slice. And Misael Jaramillo has been working her all along. He's ridden her two races, and this is what we've been waiting for: is not just two turns, but getting her onto the green stuff, which we think she will appreciate. Now, going two turns for the first time with a filly that could get a little aggressive, the fact that she's drawn inside in the one hole is what I envision to be a real plus because she's got the security of the rail to help her out. And if she's going to get out there and establish her own pace, hopefully on the lead or close to it, she's going to have one or two options. She's either going to have to learn to rate and relax on the lead and enjoy herself, twitch her ears, look around, and just sort of saunter around out there and then be able to kick home when the time is right. Or she's going to have to sit and suffer in the pocket down inside of other horses, and we're not sure how she'll respond to that. She's obviously taken dirt in her two races. She won't have to do that here, which is an advantage. But we envision her, if she's alert from the gate and leaves there running, we think she's going to put herself on the lead. And from there, like I said, it's really up to Slice to determine her fate because she's either going to relax in whatever position she's in, whether that means dictating matters on her own on the lead or having to sit in the pocket and wait behind other fillies. This is going to be up to Slice to determine whether she's going to rise up and improve and mature and put it all together and start number three stretching out on the lawn, or if she's going to require a little bit more of a patient approach in her development. The talent is there. Now we got to put her mind to it, and we got to put her in position to succeed in terms of distance and surface. And we think we've put her in position to do it. And that's why I keep referring to the fact that at this point, it's up to Slice to prove that she can compete when it matters most, which is game time. I'm not even going to get into the rest of the field because our only focus is on Slice. There are fillies with solid form in the race, going two turns on the grass, some sprinting, some fillies coming out of sprint races who might show speed on the stretch out and contend with Slice. So it's a wide open affair. I don't see this as being an overly star-studded cast of fillies. I think it's a very moderate field for the level. Not a whole lot of speed in the lineup. Like I said, some fillies stretching out that could show speed from their sprint form. But a lot of these have had plenty of opportunities and they look relatively exposed with not a whole lot more upside. I would say that if Slice improves with the stretch out and on the turf, we're going to see a filly that could potentially really turn into something real. But again, until she does it out there on the racetrack, it's still a mystery. That said, we're going in feeling as though we've done everything we can in her training, in her race uh, projection, and the time is now for Slice to leave there running and not look back. Saturday evening in the nightcap, Amicia El Jaramillo sporting the baby blue and black from Michael McCarthy on Slice. Believe big.